right here on Pure West Radio. Time now is 9:32, and we're being welcomed by Claire Francis joining us this morning to talk about the Warrior Room at the Pater Hall and the warm space that you've been running over the past few months. A very good morning to you, Claire.
Good morning, G&T. Good morning. A bit early in the morning, but you are bubbly and you are waking us up. So welcome.
Lovely.
Welcome to the Warrior Rooms. I'm actually sat in that very room at this moment, one of the four that we've got here, but this is where our warm room is.
Amazing. And this warm room initiative has been running for most of the year so far. It is sadly coming to an end, but give us a flavour as to what you've been able to achieve over these last couple of weeks and months.
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's been a learning curve for everybody that's been involved. We actually started in November. We've been running about 14 weeks every Friday. We've not missed. I think we've served about 600 cups of tea, about 300 meals. I think we've broken 5 mugs, but let's not tell the treasurer. We've welcomed an average of about in between 15 to 30 people a week. We actually started with 4 way back in November. And last week, which was the official ending of the Warm Rooms incentive, we actually had 35. So we've grown from 4 to 35, and we celebrated St. Patrick's Day. We put a great big event on with some Irish dancers. All the volunteers made cakes. We had a huge amount of people here, obviously through social media. So that was great. So the Warm Rooms incentive for us is meant for the community, not just the Pater. For the community has been amazing. As you know, obviously it was started off by the poverty grant of PCC. So that enabled us to buy the much needed equipment, which was desperate to make those hot meals and obviously stick to all the regulations and rules, which is always something there that we have to adhere to. And then we've been assisted as well by Pembroke Dock Town Council being amazing, topping us up. And obviously latterly then we've also joined with the community hub, PEM's community hub. But it's meant a lot to us as a charity association. We are a trust charity for the community. And we've opened our doors. And I think it coincided with everybody coming back into civilization post-pandemic. And a lot of our clients that we see every Friday are perhaps of the age that would have been a little bit nervous. So this has enabled them to come into a safe space with people that they know and a community that they love. So it's been great. It's been a fantastic experience.
And what does it show, that number going from an average like 4 to that first one to 35? What does that show about people's desire for social connection if the opportunity's there?
I think it shows that it's really strong and it's needed. And I think it's something that we've forgotten about. I think it's a very busy society now. We're all in world of, as we are now, social media and the other platforms, but also busy working. And I think the pandemic did isolate a lot of people that were invisible. So this has shown that need and that desire is still there. I think it's something that even myself several years ago would have thought very old-fashioned, and it was no longer as strong as it was. But this has proved the opposite. The desire is there. We've had ages. I mean, the Pater Hall, we welcome people from 4 years old and to 91. That was our last check. So so the whole community, it's a real hub. So it's shown that desire is really strong for socialization.
Yeah. And it's bringing that community back together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of, years ago, we may have known our neighbours, and maybe in recent times, we sort of don't know. Maybe people have moved into the area and we don't get to have that sort of communication. And this is giving everybody, if they're feeling lonely at home, a place to come and actually feel they're part of the community and they've got those friends around them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is. And there's people here that have known each other all their lives. And these people may well be in their 80s. And there's people here that have just met each other, but they formed a strong bond. And I think it's because this is a level playing field. And we've made that. The door is open. There's hugs are free. The coffee is free. We have local newspapers. We share the Wi-Fi. We help a lot of people with the social media if they need to. So I think it is a great leveler. And it's just been great to see. People have really welcomed it. And the desire for it to continue is strong every week. They've been asking, are you still going to be here? Are you still going to be here? So it's fantastic for us that we're continuing our Friday rooms. So instead of the Warrior Warm Rooms, it'll be the Warrior Warm Welcome. So we're going to continue it through month on month. So that's great because the desire is there. If it wasn't there, we wouldn't do it. But no, it's fab. Yeah, it really is.
That's brilliant. And throughout this time, you've actually connected with other places around the area as well, haven't you? So the whole network has come together.
Yeah, and that's great. That's great to see. There's a really strong sense of community to say down here. just from a personal point of view, I've always seen it as separate entities, different communities. We're all broken up. We're all very guilty of that, of pigeonholing, and different groups and different venues do different things. But we've all collaborated. I think in November, it was a case of we knew that we had to do that. So what we actually did then was we reached out with each other and we agreed a day a week that each one of us charity venues would have a door open as a warm room. So people had somewhere to go. So from Monday to Friday, we had venues where people could go. So they were somewhere every day of the week for socialization, interaction, for food, for just a cuppa, even it is for that free Wi-Fi, but for somewhere to go. So they knew they had friends. And all of those groups within Pembroke Dock, I think it's quite unique actually in Pembroke Dock has done this. We've shared each other's social media on the platforms. We've actually put posters in each other's halls. We've visited each other's warm rooms and shared our experiences and our learnings. And that's been great to see. And I just wish everybody could do that, because that's forged really strong ties, which are still there. And that's for the benefit of the whole town. We all felt very strongly it wasn't about the individual venue, it was about the community of the town. So that's been really good, very successful, yes.
Yeah, and that's proof of actually everybody coming together and making it grow, and everybody's grown because they've worked together.
Yes, yeah, it is, yeah. And I say it's shown the need. I mean, not everybody is as mobile and can get to one end of town to the other. So it's fitted, and we've shared that knowledge within all of our individual groups, that everyone knows that they've got somewhere to go. And also we've shared that knowledge with the other group members and volunteers. So it may be a case of, keep an eye out on X, Y, and Z, might need an extra hug, or they like salt and pepper or brown sauce, it's just those little things. But that's been really good. And I think that's helped a lot of our clients and visitors that have come as well, to know that there are people looking out for them and that we do talk as a community.
That's great. And hopefully that those connections will maintain going forward, which is fantastic. And also going forward, you mentioned that you're going to be staying open on the Friday for the Warrior Room welcome, not the warm space, it'll be the welcome, but it's still there on a Friday. And we've got the community hour on Sunday morning, and Lee from the Community Hub, he's going to be on that show Sunday morning. So be sure to tune in for that. And he's going to be talking about, not only is this the year of the volunteer, but you just mentioned volunteers there and how important volunteering is. And some people might be volunteers without even realizing it. But also, he's going to introduce this concept of a hub and spoke model, which I believe you're going to be involved in. Yeah,
very, very exciting. Great. Yeah, great initiative. He's put so much energy and power into this and work. I don't think that man sleeps. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's going to be. We're so excited to be part of that. We're one of 6 in Pembrokeshire. I don't want to steal his thunder because he'll tell me off. So I'll just sort of touch base with what we're doing. We've agreed as a spoke. So we're here in Pembroke, in this locality, sort of 15 miles around from ourselves, to put events on again for the community. And we're targeting different members of our community that you may not be able to do necessarily on a warm room. So we've got a whole plan of events. We've got 8 events that are planned over the next 8 weeks. And we started ours last week. We used the last week of the official warm rooms to welcome in our new Warrior welcome. And Lee was here, so it was great to see. And we had a great St. Patrick's Day celebration that we were able to share with the community, with some Irish dancing, Irish stew homemade by Don Esmond. Got to get his name in. He's our amazing volunteer chef. So he did all the great food, and it was a great celebration and a great way to sort of just park one door and then just open up the next one into this great, the community PEMS hub project is going to be brilliant. And I won't say too much about that because that's Lee's thunder. But as a pay to hall, we're very, very excited. It's allowing us opportunities with the support of those to do things that we wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's great. Yeah, really is invaluable.
Fantastic. And if you want to find out more about those hub and spokes, the community hour is 9 till 10 on Sunday morning, just after Alive and Kicking with Reverend Sophie and Father Neil. And if you do miss it, as you can with all of our shows, you can catch up at purewestradio.com. You can catch up with my interview with Laurie Goodlad as well, which wasn't on social media, but you can listen back there. Claire, thank you so much. It's been a great couple of months, it sounds like. You've brought that community together with the other network of venues available. And I think it's just going to go from strength to strength with this spoke model that you just talked about. One door closes, another one opened immediately. There's going to be no lag for anyone there, which I think is wonderful. Yeah. You're going to be busy.
Very busy, yeah. And I'd say next Friday, now we got 2 events next Friday, just to get that in. That we've actually got an afternoon tea dance So we're moving from the actual Warrior Room to our main hall, and I think everyone who knows the Pater Hall is very familiar with. Obviously, we've got the largest sprung dance floor in Pembrokeshire, in Wales, actually. So we have actually got Martin Rycroft, amazing ballroom dancing.
Wow.
So he's come in with the wonderful Anne, and obviously they've just been doing a lot of dancing together.
Yeah.
So they're coming to do demonstration dancing and interactive dancing, and we got the wonderful WI, and again the wonderful Don Esmond doing all things cakes. So that is free again. That's next. So that's something we can put on free. That's in our main hall. And that evening, this is Friday the 31st, on the evening, we've actually got a meet and greet for LGBT community. So we've opened our doors, free buffet, free entrance, come and say hi, see what we're about, and sort of welcome each other. So 2 great events that we couldn't do, say, without that support. Now that starts next Friday, but it'll all be on our social media. So Lee can talk about that as well.
Fantastic. And I believe those events are on our community What's On page on our website as well, purewestradio.com. So you can find lots of events around your area right there as well. It's Feel Good Friday, Claire. And on Feel Good Friday, the playlist is not ours. We pass it over to someone else. So have you selected a song for us? Then, first of all, thank you so much. And I'm going to give you another gushing thank you once you've announced your song as well. What have you gone for?
Well, I want Gina to announce this. I want because we were talking about this earlier today. So
here you go then. All right. So for Claire on her Feel Good Friday, right here on Pure West Radio, we're going to be playing Morecambe and Wise and Bring Me Sunshine.
I love it. Great choice. My fingers are crossed. Claire, thank you so much. And to you and everyone involved in the Pater Hall. And all the best of those events coming up next week.
Thank you.
Bring Me Sunshine.
Just want to dance now.
Bring me sunshine.